Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2023. I can't believe that we're already here. And I can't believe it's been so long since I was in front of you, but it has been 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, I had an eye injection and then immediately jumped into holiday mode. And we traveled. You might recall that I said we were traveling to Michigan, and no, that was not in fact true. We traveled to Missouri. My husband's family lives there, and we had a great trip. And I had a little bit of trouble getting my mojo back. So I have so much to show you today. Today is the first class to go for January of 2023. And we are going to feature a brand new stamp set from the mini catalog that will be live on Thursday. So I'm going to switch cameras and go ahead and show you what all we have in store today. Okay, so first, this is the stamp set that we're going to be using today. Good morning or good afternoon. Hey Joyce, so is the sound okay? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? 'Cause I'm using my um, earbuds today because it seems like we pick up some background noise if I just use the speaker in the computer. So good deal. Hi Kirby. So we are going to play with Love Cats today. And this is an adorable, adorable stamp set. And thank you, Pam. Great to see you here too. Um, just fun, whimsical cats and captures. I think it captures all the spirits of cats, right? We have one that is, in trouble, just like our little cat Nala. And then this one just kind of hanging out. This is Ginger to me. And then this is totally Simon in my world. And I would love to capture their coloring, but that's not going to happen. So let me show you what all we've got. All right. So first, I'm going to show you some of the other cards I have made with this stamp set. All right, these are the ones we're going to make today. So this one I think is so sweet. And one of the things I really want to focus on in this year is being very intentional in my business. And I intend to build a library of card recipes or card sketches, things that I can turn to when I need some inspiration. And usually that's when I'm working with a brand new stamp set, a new catalog. I really need it then. But I also want a reminder of some really cool things I've done previously. So this is one, guys, look at how easy this is to do. I've got an embossed piece of vellum, a die cut circle, and then another die cut circle, or you could use your punches if you still have the circle punches, and then an image and a greeting, a small bow, and a little embellishment. So super easy card that you can do over and over again with different stamp sets and papers. And same with this one, an easy, easy recipe that we do all the time. So here is our sweet little cat just hanging out and with a little glimmer heart there in the corner. Then this one's a little different in that I punched hearts to make this kind of textured background in behind, and then just brought over this little fun flap of this kitty cat hanging out. So super fun there. Um, okay, then this is another card not made with the love cats, but it is using a stamp set from Celebration. Now, Celebration is going to run from Thursday through the end of February. So it's short. We're only going to have one this year. So we are going to be making the most of it. I am going to try to have more videos and posts sharing these products because they are so fun. Oh, cool. Hope I'm glad. But how cute is this little carrots? Everything's coming up carrots. And then this is a card I made with the milkshake bundle. And the milkshake bundle is actually going to kick off, and that's probably not the real name of it, but we're going to kick off a birthday card series running from January through May. And this is the first bundle in the series. And if you participate in all 5 months of the series, then there will be an extra present, an extra gift, actually a little bit of swag for participating in all 5 months, just like there is in Card Club. And in Card Club, we're going to be using a bundle that I can't show you yet because I haven't made any of the cards yet. And I can't show you the guts of the catalog just yet. But going along with that theme of some of the recipes that I want to repeat, I want to show you, this is one of the cards that we are going to make today. And it might remind you of this one. So a super easy format that you can turn to. I've used some embossing back here, didn't use it here. I used a piece of white for my die cut rectangle on this one and a colored piece here, but then brought in a little DSP, an image and a greeting and a little bow. So very similar and something that you can do over and over. Thank you, Hope. You know, there's a story about those. Um, Then another card, this was one of my favorite Christmas cards from a while back. I love to do the coloring on this. And it is another really easy format recipe that we can do. And today we're going to make it with the cat that looks like this. But I even brought in the same colors to show how that translates over and over. And instead of designer series paper, which I used here, this is actually a background stamp that I used on this one. All right, and then the last card we're going to make today is kind of like this one. You might remember this one stands up, kind of a portrait style, right? Well, we're going to turn it on its side today and make this card and change up the measurements just a little bit, all right? But the same basic principle, it stands up. If I were to turn this one this way, you could see just how similar they are, but you can also get a quick peek at the difference in the measurements. So this box is smaller, this one is longer. I guess it's larger overall because this is a little wider. Okay, then some of the other gorgeous cards I've gotten just recently, I just have to share. Um, they're just so beautiful, and I want to be sure and bring them into my recipes as well. I just love this with the stamping on that label. This is the Ringed with Nature, and so we can continue that on just as it is. This Christmas card, okay, how fun is it to leave the space on the diagonal there? And then this card, isn't this the most elegant card? Um, got that from my friend Jeannie. And then this one, um, I don't even know, guys. I'm sorry. I brought in a couple of things that are on the last chance list, and I honestly don't know if they are still available or not. But I wanted to show you those gorgeous cards and share with you my intention for using card recipes over and over. This is the card that'll be on my blog post that will go out later today, and it's another recipe that we've repeated. We did this with some pumpkins. I'm going to say maybe even as long as a year ago, but how cute is that with this little tuck corner over here? And I even brought in the velvet sheets on it, so lots of fun with it. Okay, so, and of course, you know, because I turned on the camera, my nose has to run. That's just a given, isn't it? All right, so let's start with this one the first and grab our supplies. So, what will you get with your kit for this card? Right? Remember, this is a class to go. So, with your $35 purchase by Friday of this week, you're going to get a kit to make two each of the three cards we make today. Now, I don't include the little embellishments, but I do include the ribbon and such. And if your order is over $50, you will get a pack of embellishments to as an extra thank you. And guys, you can double dip because right now, if you're a part of my newsletter list, you received a 20% off coupon to use on your purchases. I will reimburse you 20% of that retail. That's before tax and shipping. And if you've got $5 off in my PDF store. and that runs through tomorrow, both of those things. So, okay, let's see. Now that $50 would need to be, to get the embellishments, that would need to be $50 after the 20% is taken off, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's the kit for card number 1. There are 2 envelopes, 2 bases, then thank you, Hope. I will see you. Oh, I was going to just talk about you. Well, you'll have to watch the replay and I'll share what I'm going to share about that. 2 embossed pieces and then 2 pieces to do the stamping that goes here. So the first thing that we're going to need to do for this one is, okay, I'm not going to use this kit because this is the one that gets mailed out. So let's keep it in good shape. We'll put it there and I'll grab my supplies that are immediately to my left. And no matter how hard I prepare, I still end up having to shuffle somewhere down the line. Okay, so here's my card base, those 2 pieces. We're going to do this background layer first. And I do have that on a Stamparatus because it is a background stamp and it's large. And they are easiest done with a Stamparatus. This is the stamp set, hand-drawn dots, and I love this. It is meant to be imperfect, okay? They are imperfect. It's an imperfect, random sort of design, and if you look closely, you'll see that these are not solid circles. They are truly as if you had hand-drawn these little dots with a marker. So I've got my piece there, and I'm going to put this up in this corner. There's no real way to place a magnet when you're working with the background stamp, at least because I've already cut down this to the size that I want it to be. So let's see. So since I've already cut it down, I can't put a magnet on my layer or it would be in the way. And it is starting to really storm now, of course. Thunder and lightning. I guess that's kind of a given as well. Okay, so I'm using Sweet Sorbet. And I'll just give this a good rub. One of my friends showed me that she got, do you remember air hockey? It has kind of a disc with a felt on the bottom. She hurt her wrist and got on Amazon. It has kind of like a joystick handle, and that's what she uses to rub on her Stamparatus. She uses that air hockey. Well, it wouldn't be called a paddle. I don't know what you'd call it, but the thing that you hit the puck with when you are playing air hockey. All right, so there is the background. Very cool looking, I think. And I'll put the Sweet Sorbet away because we know what's going to happen there. And Robin has already had his little bout of nervousness. I haven't heard him bump into my door, but it's probably only a matter of time before he does. So I had a little mishap while we were in Missouri, and I missed, I don't know, step number 4-ish from the bottom of my in-laws' spiral staircase. And the result, I do not recommend that anyone else do this. It was painful. I am just bruised. Nothing is broken, but it was an uncomfortable ride home. I have just kept myself moving other than that. So anyway, yes, it's just one thing after another, isn't it? All right, so I'm going to put this here. I think you can see. And the only reason that this is here, I know, is to give me a surface for inking up my stamp. Now, I tilted this little guy a little bit. So he's straight on my grid paper, but I tilted him like so. Whoops. Oh, hold on, I gotta make sure I get in the right way. Okay. Because this is not quite a square piece of paper. And I think that I might like him to come up a little higher. So I think I'm going to come down just a little bit. Let's see how we like how that's going to look. I think I'm going to like that better. All right, and I'm going to put the magnet down right here. Now, I'm using the Stamparatus so that I can get a real solid image. I'm going to be able to stamp this multiple times by using that because it's going to stay in the same place. One of the things that I didn't do yet that I will do is kind of add up, create some sample suggested starter kits, because the starter kit is going to be an amazing value. It's always an amazing value, but it gets even better during celebration starting Thursday. So, and I may not have these amounts exactly right, so bear with me. But for $129, you can select $175 in product, anything you want, and get a brand new mini cut and emboss machine. And you can choose whether you want it in white or boho blue. Here is boho blue. Isn't it darling? And the inside is more basic gray. I just love it. So you can get that in your starter kit for $30 basically. I think that color is pretty awesome, and I believe that we will see more of that color in May. So yeah, a couple things are different about this mini catalog. First, there's only one celebration this year, and it's January and February. And second, the catalog, the mini, is from January 5th to April 30th. Let's see if I said that right. January through April. If you look at the back, it tells you, yes, that it's going to run from the 5th of January to the 1st of May. So run through April. And I got to keep that out of the way because I'm terrified I'm going to show you something in it that I'm not supposed to. All right, we're going to put that out of the way. Grab the sweet sorbet again and our greeting. I love hanging out with you. And I am going to send this card to my sister-in-law, who lives in Missouri. She took me around and let me help her set up for her New Year's Eve party, their New Year's Eve party. And we just had the best time. I hope my head's not in the way. But I'm going to bring these pretty close together. This is kind of a funky font. It makes me think of the Robot Buddies from last year. In that it doesn't have to be, well, I don't know that you could get it completely lined up straight. And I did just re-ink that sweet sorbet. Put a new trimmer blade on my trimmer. So I am ready to go. I'm so excited about all the plans I have in place, and I feel so good about what I'm going to be doing with my business this year for my customers, for my team, and for my family. Sweet little Hazel is going to go off to kindergarten in the fall, and I want to spend more time with her before she starts school. All right, and I'm just going to put this kind of at an angle. And for those of us that have difficulty seeing straight, tilting things at an angle is just brilliant. I love red and pool party together. And so I embossed this with the gingham embossing folder. And Put that down flat, and then I'm just going to put this piece with dimensionals. And I'll show you the embellishment that I did on the first card, because for me, I haven't done very much with them. And working with this cat stamp set, I have used nearly all of them. And so you may find the same as I did, that, oh, I really like those, and where the heck are they? So they are in the annual catalog. Big stretch. So yeah, my right side is pretty sore. I am going to take some Advil for the first time today after the video. So that's a huge improvement. I have been taking Advil multiple times a day. Okay, here they are so this is page 142. They are the 2021-2023 in color opal rounds. So they are pale papaya, fresh freesia, polished pink, soft succulent, and evening evergreen. 2 sizes, and really, really pretty. And I will be ordering on Thursday and overnighting. So you can add those. There will be a supply list so that you can find them there too. So if you missed me sharing that, have no fear. They will be there. But you can see I've used all, I just have the large green ones left, but I put that with Pool Party. I think they look so pretty. So what I'll grab instead for my card are my backup iridescent rhinestones. And I was going to tell you one of the things about planning. Well, maybe that thought will come back to me. I'm going to put one in the little heart. Actually, you know what? We colored that first last time. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool. So slide it off, put it back over there, grab the Pool Party blends, and just color this heart. It's really small to think that I'm doing any blending there, so if you can't see what I'm doing, don't worry. Let's see. So Card Club and the first month of the birthday club are pretty similar in that they are celebrate. They could be Valentine's, they could be birthday. And I like that I've got more space here. I think it's easier to see where the embellishments need to go. As I say that, then I go, where do I want this one? And then just working with that theory of threes, I will grab. And I kind of like putting this one down here on the blue. All right, so I am going to put together kind of a sample starter kit ideas for what would you select if you were brand new to stamping? What might you select if you were not new to stamping or new to crafting? You have some tools, you already have a trimmer perhaps. What do you need to get to give everybody some ideas of what they might select with their starter kit? Okay, so that is card number 1. And card number 2 is our little box. So cute. And I meant, okay, that's all right. We're gonna switch out. So I'm using 3 different plates on the Stamparatus just for speed. Although, as I said, oh, okay, yeah. Occasionally my wrist does not like these actions. I've got to share a photo of my husband from New Year's Eve because, oh my gosh, he smiled so big hanging out with one of his friends. that I don't know that I've ever seen a smile like that from him. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and first stamp and cut out this little cat. And yeah, it's fussy cutting, which means I'm cutting around it with scissors, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And this is not hard fussy cutting, if you will. I got a piece of scrap white here, and that's got enough room on it. And I spun this. Here's my black. So I'm using Memento ink. Oh, that's going to be really close to the edge, isn't it? Oh, that's okay. I got enough room. Oh, I can see my paper, my grid paper has slid. And that's why this is not lined up as it worked out, but I basically got lucky. And I still want I want his paw. So I'll just press down there. Well, I mentioned I was going to share something about Hope. So Hope and I are amazing friends. She is an amazing friend. I hope I'm a good friend to her. And she shared with me an idea for a little printer. It prints 2x3 photos, and it prints them on paper that's like Post-it notes. So one of the things I'm going to do as I build my library is take photos of my projects and then print them with this little printer and be able to put them in my planner where these things are organized to help me keep up with them. And I want to follow Angie Judah's model a little bit and number them, and so that I can refer back to previous versions. I just think that would be such a good tool to have, to be able to say that, this is card template number, maybe it's 2201, which, indicates that it was, I don't know, first made in 2022, or that's the first time we took, that we cataloged it, if you will. Or maybe we just start at 1, keep it simple. So in with my planners, I'm going to have a section for keeping up with these projects. And I have a couple other demonstrator friends that want to do this with me. So we're going to be sharing ideas and hopefully build up a library pretty quickly. So I'm just so super excited about that. What else did I want to tell you today? So if you want information about that little printer, it's a Canon Ivy mini printer, I think it's called. I have a Canon Selfie that prints out, 4x6 photos, and I love that. I take that when I am scrapbooking. And so this little box card is part of the idea from Rhonda Wade and part of it from Angie Judah. Angie shared an easel card where she used these stacked hearts and this fussy cut kitty cat. We do not have a black cat right now, and I'm not looking for one. Just curious. I did think I would maybe color these the colors of my cats. I think for that last card I will a little bit. I'm going to use a gray anyway. I think the cats were so glad we were home that they behaved a little bit throughout the night, the first night. Simon actually slept on me, and I didn't have to kick him out. Okay, so that is that. Then our other stamping, you know what? I don't know. Oh, did I? No, I did not cut a strip for that other piece yet. All right, we'll do that in a few moments. Okay, so I need to burnish my edges here. That's not the bone folder I want. Nor is that one. There we go. I want my Utah bone folder. So Tamara did these special for us when we gathered together in Utah last summer when we didn't get to go on the trip. Oh, I got a small purse for traveling, and I got a raincoat. The only time I need new clothes is when we travel. All right, so now I've got all of my edges done. I'm not going to stamp. This is just going back here, and there's really nowhere to stamp anything. I guess you could put little hearts down here in the corner, but I think that would be complicated. And we're not doing complicated. I'm not doing complicated. I really want complicated is not my thing. I think it's loads of fun, Dana. I'm glad you like it too. I've had fun with it. And I haven't really played with a whole bunch of other ones. Okay, so then we have a strip that's going to go here. And so I've got a couple different patterns that I am going to include. This paper is, oh my gosh, let's see if I can bend down. This designer series paper is called Country Gingham, and it has sweet sorbet and pale papaya. Or I'm going to call that pale papaya, is it? No, it's petal pink. So balmy blue, mint macaron, petal pink, and sweet sorbet. And then here you can see the mint and the balmy blue colors and patterns on the back. So you will get two contrasting papers, but they may not be exactly the ones that I'm showing today. And in being frugal with my paper, some of the strips may be an inch wide, which means I've given you an 1.25 inch piece of the in color glimmer paper to go with it. Now what I have in my kit is actually an 1.25 inch, and that is the size I need, so I don't need that glimmer paper. But you can see I did use it on this one. So I've got an inch wide, let me see, really hard to see, isn't it? There's an inch wide DSP, then a 1/4 inch glimmer. You can see it better down here because you've got the ombre effect going on. They're the same length, but the width is different to fill up this space. And all right, because I kind of want to line this up a little bit. I'm sticking my head in the camera, I'm sorry. Oh, there goes GPS, and he's going to stop here today. So prepare for security to be activated. All right, I punched my hearts. That punch doesn't always punch the cleanest. And I'm going to put those on. So, are you all glad to be back from Christmas? Got your stuff? We've not undone the few things that we put up. We've not taken down. Is there a set that has the little heart stamp? There probably is, Dana, but and I nearly grabbed that little catalog. I'll have to look for that. So please remind me to respond to that if I don't answer it in my post. Remind me so that I can look at that. So I feel sure that there is. Okay, now I just have to go look, don't I? Okay, hold on. Um, Milkshake. Let's see. I'm looking for the obvious ones. Um, and I'm just grabbing from, okay. So I just grabbed some from the new catalog to see what they had. Okay, so in the Country Bouquet, so here's two. So that's a single stamp that has the outline and the solid. So there's that one. And then here's a little larger one. I thought the Friendly Gnomes doesn't have one by itself. And then here's the Best Day. And then, so the Share a Milkshake does as well. So does that help? So yeah, amazing. The catalog doesn't even go live until Thursday. And Michelle's got a whole set of stamps over there. It's the dangest thing. Oh, the product share is available. So if you would like a little bit of all the papers, you can participate in my product share. That's customers, demonstrators. Um, I don't discriminate. So you can order that. There's a product paper or ribbon, and they are both on my website under shop. If you have any trouble finding it, just let me know. Oh, that's exciting. I don't know what UPS, I don't think UPS is bringing me Stampin' Up today. Oh, you know what? I do not want anything on that. I got busy talking. That's the other tail that I want something on it. Okie dokie. So let's just going to kind of get my lines basically lined up. Did I? Oh, no, I did not. My heart must have moved. I think that looks better. I can't tell without sticking my head in it. And oh, I'm sorry, Pam. That happens to the best of us. He's just cute, and I'm thinking Batman is a black cat, isn't he? All right, there's that. Now let's talk about how this goes together. I think I've got everything except I'll need to get a strip of paper for the greeting. All right, so we've got this all folded over. Now I'm going to open this up and put, so on the little 1/2 inch flap, that's where my adhesive is going to go. And I need it to stay within that 1/2 inch, okay? And then I'll fold it. So this is at the 1.5, okay? So right there. And then when I fold this over, that made my box. So here's the 1/2 inch tab right there. Okay, I used to not realize how easy that was to do. Okay, same for this one. And with the measurements for this version of the box of the card, it actually, oh, this grid paper is trickier. So I've got it folded over, right? So that red border, sweet sorbet border, is going to bump right against the top. So forgive me for putting my head in while I try to figure out where that goes. And somehow I did not get that straight. Darn it. Okay, try again. So 1/2 inch on each side. I'll come around the side because I can't see it the other way. Okay, put that down. So now that looks like that. Now I'm going to put adhesive down here on this end, and it does not have to be right up against the edge. That was a, okay, so this is folded flat, and I bring this, so fold that flat and bring it over and there. And that is your box. How cool is that? So it'll fold flat, fits in a regular envelope. Woohoo! All right, now I need a strip of white that is, oh, this one is long enough. Okay. Yikes. And I think that this needs to be, oh my gosh, okay. So 3/4 by 4.5. So my favorite ruler showed up today. I'm so excited. And I'm going to cut this a little longer so that I can figure out where my greeting is going to go. And I'm going to cut this at 3/4. And that is just the perfect width so that I've got nowhere to hang on. All right, we're going to stamp, hey there, Valentine. Hi there, Valentine. And you could use a different greeting. And I want it pretty close to the right edge. Now, if this had been the other measurements, it's not so hard to make. It really is simple once you know that trick of how to put your adhesive down. Now, my stamp is, can you see, it's closer to the top edge than the bottom edge, the actual stamp itself. So you need to kind of pay attention to that when you are working with red rubber. And I think that turned out just fine. And then to put this on mine, if this were on the blue card, for example, I could let this hang off more because it doesn't come all the way to the edge. So I could have let this hang off to here, and then when it folded up, it could stick out. I think that would have looked a little bit better, but then it would have thrown off some other things. So we're going with it, just like it is. And yep, y'all be ready. The dog is gonna go. And now that I've done that, there he goes. Bless his little heart. Okay, so now I did not put adhesive down here on this end. It's not going to interfere with the opening and closing, but I didn't know that for sure, I guess, the first time I made it. And I don't know that I really did this at the exact middle. I'm sure that I didn't because I didn't measure it. It sure feels like I am now. And then if you're working with the gingham, of course, you've got the pattern of the DSP to work to help you out too. All right, there's that. And then dimensionals for this. And on this one that I made, I actually used the purple or the fresh freesia. How's that? Looks like he might be over just a little bit far, but that's okay. There he is. So you can see I used the fresh freesia and I tied a little bit of twine from the In Colors. So this is Sweet Sorbet. And of course, members of my team will have access to the Class to Go tutorials for free so that you can order the products yourself. You can always order from me if you have placed your order and you're not going to place another one. But if you place your order as yourself as the demonstrator, then you'll have the tutorial to access any of the directions that you like. And that is not just during this window, that is always. Now that we finally have that tutorial library being built. And that could be a little smaller. And we'll get a glue dot. I've got Sweet Sorbet all over my fingers. Oh well, it's a good day when you've got an inky. Bless that little, okay. And then we'll trim that. And I think I have enough of the purple, the fresh freesia. Thank you, Kirby. I do, so I think I can add these. So I just grabbed a little one down here, and then a large one for here and here. And you can add hearts too. Yeah, that's super cute. All right, so card number 2. And then the last one is this card. And I didn't show you what all you got in your kit, but I guess you saw that as we pulled it out, right? And you'll have that strip of white that you need as well as a bow, or at least ribbon for a bow. All right, for this last one, you're going to get one of each. You're going to get one petal pink and one mint macaron. So here's what the kit looks like for it. So all the embossing has been done. This is a new embossing folder called Cane Weave. And how cool is that? Look how different it is on the front and the back. So you can decide which side you want, as always. Then your labels are die cut. You've got the 2 pieces of designer series paper you need, the circles, and the little strip for the greeting. And just for giggles, this is the kit for the box card. So you can see it's all cut and scored. Everything is here that you need. What's missing from this kit is that strip for the greeting, and it will be added. All right, now for this one, I'm going to make a mint one this time. And maybe we'll use the other side of the embossing folder too, just to be even a little more different. So this piece of designer series paper is going to come inside the layer like this. And then this one, you're actually going to cut in half and use half on this side and half on this side. Although I recommend that you use the mint side for the mint card and the petal pink for the petal pink. But you'll cut this in half and use half on this side and half on this side, and it is all hidden behind there. Then you have a strip for your greeting, and a little circle for your cat image. So let's go ahead and we can adhere this in place. I'm so glad y'all are here with me today. I've missed everybody. That was a long 3 weeks. And I hope that everybody has had a lovely holiday. I know that our weather has just been super interesting. It's not uncommon for us to have snow along our way to our trips to Missouri. But this time we had snow on the side of the road the whole trip. That is a little different. So this is 3 inches. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, don't sweat where this goes on here, right? As long as it's even, that's good. And I could use this to find the center, but honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. So I think that would be even. 1, 2, 2.5. And then here's 1, 2, 2.5. Okay, so now I've got that in the center, if I can hold on to it. Anytime you've got anything that's textured, glue is a good option as well. I'm just going to run that. With stuff between it, it's not going to be obvious if it's off a little bit. But glue will grab on a little more easily because it'll fill in those cracks too. And I know some people have, we have a love-hate relationship with seal. You'll notice that I'm not holding it with my finger here. I've got it on the side, and it's kind of a gentle roll, and then I just kind of flip it at the end. And let's see, I don't know that I've got anything to share with you about this. Nothing magical about centering up my layer. Except that I got adhesive stuck to my finger and then it didn't want to let go. All right, so truly you just want to have about an even space on 3 sides. And if you've got it even on 3 sides, then the 4th side has to be even by default. And then this guy we'll put on dimensionals. And I think we're going to stamp him in, I keep going back and forth. I think we're going to stamp him in basic gray or gray granite. I don't know, do y'all have a preference? Gray granite or basic gray? Can you tell me which you would prefer to see today? Gray granite, basic gray. Those are the choices. Get that. I think that's pretty even, maybe not exactly. All right, did we decide? Gray granite, basic gray. A tiny bow. I know. And those are the things that I struggle with. Okay, we've got the lighter shade of gray. Well, gray granite. Yes. Okay, so gray granite would be. So smoky slate, gray granite, and basic gray. This one has a little more brown to it than smoky slate. All right, I made an executive decision. And once again, we will pull out the Stamparatus. All right. Well, it's not like we can't just cut another piece, another circle, if we don't like the way this turns out, right? It's just paper. Sometimes I just agonize over the silliest decisions. Like, all right, I keep thinking I'm going to get it all in the window, and that's just not easy to do. Okay, put that silly thing there. And then I just, as long as he's covered, let's see how that's going to look. Okay, I can't tell without, looks like I kind of need to go this way a touch. Well, you know, this cardstock has two sides too, so let's give it a whirl. Smoky slate with mint macaron. And it is a little farther left than perfection. But isn't that just like a cat? And I kind of like that that it's not solid because it looks more like fur. So I think you can argue either way that those would just be color variations in the fur, not necessarily a challenge of getting it stamped solid. All right, stamp greeting. I think we're going to like it too. And this one is head over heels. See, the longer I go, the less likely it is that things get put away. So I don't know where they are. So we're going to stamp him. Stamp our greeting. And that can wait to be cleaned because this is the last card. And then we're going to give this the Tennessee cut. And we'll put it together. So here's our sample. And here's this. We need some dimensionals. And there we have him. Put our little kitty cat. And I think I used soft suede on the petal pink, but I think I would like the gray on it just as well. There he is. And then we put just one little jewel inside there. Oh my gosh. Okay. That stretch is not my friend. Grab that one, put it in there. And then we need a bow. Let's see what we have. Just grab just did a double bow from the Essentials Twine Pack. I think that's what it's called. That's close enough, isn't it? Maybe. Like I said, there will be a supply list. And that even gets put together as a link on my Stampin' Up! Shop website, which I know probably didn't make any sense at all. There are links in the blog post that help you shop for the supplies I used. And then when I send out the kit, I don't have a sample over here. They've all gone out in the mail. I'll have to remember to show you next week. Ooh, Cajun Craze and Cinnamon Cider, yes. All right, and that bow could be a little bit bigger. There you go, there's card number 3. All right, so card number 3, card number 2, and card number 1. All right, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm glad to help you placing an order. And if you need help with the PDF store or have questions about how you could double dip and take advantage of both the 20% off that I'm offering as well as receiving a card kit, just let me know. And the PDF store will continue to grow as we go along. So have a very blessed day, everybody, and I will see you again next week. There will be the January schedule coming out in an email, hopefully within the next 24 hours. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.